members of Congress meeting to discuss the unprecedented surge of illegal immigrants and the impact on each state. Lawmakers today focusing on North Dakota and security concerns there. The Northern Border Security Caucus says 90% of all terror watch list suspects caught at U.S. border ports of entry were apprehended at, get this, the northern border. Let's bring in caucus co-founder, Pennsylvania Congressman Mike Kelly. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having us on. I appreciate it.
I think most Americans.
Thank you.
Oh, of course. Happy to have you. I think most Americans probably feel like the border crisis, for the most part, is at the southern border. What makes the House Judiciary Committee think that they really need to shine a light on North Dakota and our northern border?
You know, that's interesting because as much as we're concerned with the southwestern border, what we have done is we've totally abandoned our northern border. This is the longest continuous border among anywhere in the world. This is 5,525 miles of border that's virtually uncovered. Our border control is just stretched to the point where they can't cover all of this. And listen, there's not a river that you have to swim across or walk across. There's no wires that you have to cut through. It's just walking from one country into the other. They come from Canada in. It's a walk through the forest to get here. And this time of the year, because of the temperature, it's getting warmer. It's hard to do in the winter. It's very easy to do in the summer. And it's the aftermath that I think concerns the people that live up here, what it's doing to their communities as far as homelessness, as far as drug trafficking, as far as everything that's concerned with homelessness and people coming into your country, coming into your part of the world, coming into your home. And all of a sudden it's like, well, where is the coverage? Where is the federal government on this? And it's not the border control problem. It's really a federal government that refuses to even acknowledge that there's a problem up here.
Hey, yeah, wake up, America, right? We had our Allie Bradley there just last week shining a light on this problem. I think NewsNation does just as good a job or better than any of the networks talking about the border crisis. Talk about national security issues that could be happening coming from the northern border as well. We think about it being the southern border, but, you know, everybody in America needs to be paying attention to this, not just folks in North Dakota.
Yeah, well, and what they found out that 86% of terror watch list suspects entering the United States in 2023 at land border ports of entry have entered through the northern border. That's 86% of terror watch list suspects. Now, why would they come in through the northern border when there's other places that come in? Because it's virtually unwatched. That's why. Now, the aftermath, though, what concerns, and we're going to be talking to the sheriffs today that guard this precious ground up here and all these citizens, there is no help coming. We sent a letter to Secretary Mayorkas back in March. We asked them to please get to us by the end of April. We're still waiting. It's nice that they call back and they say, hey, thank you for sending us your letter. And then there's no response. It is the lack of response to a crisis at this part of our country, totally unrecognized, totally people walking away from it in the federal government's main objective, its main responsibility is protecting the homeland. And when you see what's happening here, if these folks were wearing the uniform of a foreign nation, we would swear that we have been invaded, not just at the southwest border, but across the northern border. 5,500 miles, Anna. This is impossible to cover with the few number of men that they have.
Yeah, you're going to build a wall and Canada's going to pay for it. What are you hoping to get out of this hearing?
Attention more than anything else. What you're doing right now is huge for us, because when we talk about this, people say, well, I don't know why you're concerned about that. The big problem is down at the southwestern border. I said, is that right? Have you seen the numbers? Do you understand what's happening? I mean, we're talking that the encounters alone are up over 1,500% of what's happening right here. And this is an area that really, it's the local sheriffs that are watching it. The border control people, yes, I get that. But there's a lack of national attention. This administration keeps telling us, I don't know what you are all excited about. There's nothing going on here, folks. Go ahead, move on, go home. There's nothing to see. Well, there is something to see. And if we can't do this, and this is executive action that needs to take place, we have passed enough laws. The executive branch has to enforce them. The President of the United States and his administration, by having a blind eye and a deaf ear to what's happening all over our country and up here, 5,500 miles is virtually unguarded. And the next question is, so who do you turn to? These folks turned to Congress. We then turned to the administration, and we've gotten no response from it all.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.